All right, time for the rinse up here. Because that bad boy is rolling in town. Gotta get.
What's going on, Wash World? Again, I don't have my mic with me. I actually discovered that it's not even in my possession right now. Somebody else has it and needs to get it back to me. Anyway, here we are at this nice little house in Allendale. And as you can see, my 12 volt is not performing exactly right. I'm not getting the volume that I usually do. But that wasn't the only problem of the day. The downstream injector also failed, and I went and got a new spring and ball bearing, and something still wasn't right. It may have been maybe the gun, but I didn't have time to deal with it. I needed to get on this house. Had a lift to use, needed to anyway because the roof that I was just under, the lower one there, the long reach back there to get to that back corner is very difficult. It wasn't going to happen without being up there. So what I did was I got from General Pump, what's it called, a super soaker, and that's more high pressure than low pressure. But if you stand back far enough, of course, as you'll see, you can make it work. But I went across the louvers and the garage doors and stuff on the bottom and did the back because it's all glass. Did that with the 12 volt, and with the extra stuff I kind of danced around with the lower first story of the house. And did all that and rinsed it off, and then I went around and started driving the lift around, as we'll get to here in just a second. Do this little porch area right here and the stairs. They're also going to restain this Ipe. I told them, because there wasn't a sealer on it, that it would definitely take the stain out of that, and he said good, that's what he wants, because they're going to have them restained and resealed. So there's that. Anyway, we're going to move on over here to last little bit of soft wash, and then we're going to get to the big beast going up in the air. Here we are going up, and you can see that super soaker at work. It sprays a pretty good distance, but it's high pressure, so it turns the mist real quick, and you really have to soak it down. But again, it's my only alternative. The pressure washer is not acting normal. And I just had to make things happen and fix that problem later on. This was a quick $80 fix to get this job done, and that's a drop in the bucket compared to the earnings on it. But you can see how far back that is there, and in a minute we'll zoom in and you can get a good idea. You can also begin to see that I'm fighting the wind if you look at my shirt real close, but you can see here a little better in just a minute too. The wind was just shearing that water because it was coming in off the river back there and hitting that side of the house and just blasting in over there, and it would just immediately turn it to more mist than it already was. But I was able to rinse with the pink tip and get it all the way over there. So I always rinse with that tip and soaked it down really well. You really can't rinse with that super soaker because you can't get enough really good pressure on there to make it drop down and clean the windows well. So I would always change out the tip going on that, and also did that little roof section up there, and also did the other roofs as well. But I didn't do the top because it's all solar panels up there. We don't really want to touch those at all. Anyway, just coming down over here, going to move the lift and readjust to the front of the house and hit the porch again, and also that tall section there. The house is meant to have a lighthouse look to it. Again, we're on the far southeast coast here. The beach is just straight out from them, and that's the intercoastal waterway, as I said earlier. So the views are incredible. Lots of lighthouses around here, and that was the inspiration behind the look of this house. It's also really nice. A lot of houses on the waterways here are built like this, but this is really cool because all that's garage under there, man. It's really cool. He's got a cool setup, man. Of a place for those cars under there, the gym. Kind of a cool little layout that's going on under there, and as you'll see in a little bit, the views on the back side are incredible. can't remember if I said, but I did not video the backside because I couldn't get the camera angle right because I had to step back real far to get up on the porches and stuff. There's no way to get into those really, so it just wasn't good video, so I didn't even bother. But here we are, just soaking it down one good time. Kind of re-hitting the porch where I was before, just because I'm kind of hitting some areas I can see that I missed right there, because that's double columns on each end, and I missed those little crevices in there, and I knew that mist would kind of sneak in there and get it done, and it did. Here we are back to the pink tip, soaking it down. You see that pink tip gets a really good distance, and I probably could have gotten all the way back there, but as you can see, I'm about 20 feet off the ground right there, maybe not quite that, but close enough. That one-story sections there on both sides was just far enough out to where you couldn't get an arc without being way out. I don't even know that a more powerful machine like an 8 or a 10 could have gotten water back there to it. Maybe so, but you have to have a spotter to make sure you got it, or have to go check it every time. Anyway, we're going to sneak around to the other side of the house here, and as you can see, you start to see the river back there that they see. You'll see it real good. How many times can I say the word "see" right there when I get up on the lift? But again, I'm just editing in here when I came around with the 12 volt hitting the louvered bottom there, and into this, and just with the extra, I hit the bottom of the house, and I rinsed all that too before I got into the lift. I just didn't show all that. No reason to, really. You know what I'm doing here. And I didn't want to blast the louvers with it because there's what they call breakaway walls in there where the garage area is, and I just didn't want to go blasting crap on there, and thought it'd be easier to keep it nice and soft and simple. You know, the KISS program, keep it simple, stupid. Anyway, here we go on the lift on the other side here. We're going to lift it up and get this last little funky corner back over here and soak it down. This area wasn't quite as, it's not as deep as the other side, from the side. So it's a little easier to get to. But as you can see, I can, with that thing, I can mist blast that whole side of the house just from one little area there. I kind of like this lift, man. I think I might be using it more often in larger yards. The fortunate thing is this kind is in a very semi-private, what they call natural neighborhood. There's nobody doing a lot of formal neighborhoods or landscape or anything. It's all geared towards keeping it natural. And when you have that water view, what else do you need? The funny thing is, though, we are going to go around the foundation with some landscaping here. If you don't know that, I do that as well. It's what I've done most of my life. This is a new hustle, so to speak, on its own anyway. Pressure washed houses after landscaping, mostly the foundations and stuff, to clean them off. But they want some simple stuff around the foundation. We're going to do that in a couple of weeks and get it all purdied up for them there. But these lots are 3-4 acres, some of them, and people just want to keep it natural looking.
Pretty and clean.
And there's that view.
That's the Intercoastal Waterway. If you couldn't hear before, and way out there past all that green is the beach. Nice little pool, beautiful view.
Couldn't quite reach that edge of that porch there, those rails, posts, whatever you want to call them, so I had to shift over there and spray them down real quick, and of course was kind of doing a touch up. You can see those big searchlights that are all the way around the house, man. You could light up 25 acres with those things, I bet, without any problem. Here we go, just coming back around for the rinse. And there's no downspouts on those gutters. He did that specifically. He didn't want to have the look or have them be seen, so it's open-ended on the corners. And it just flows out over there. Where they flow out, I'm actually going to put some boulders there to keep it from eroding the new landscape that'll be going in. Again, just moved over a little bit to spray off this last side over here. Get it all washed down. This house really was pretty. There's 4 or 5 pictures at the end of this that'll show the afters. But here we go. We're coming down, wrapping things up, and I'm gonna let you watch the tail end of this video in peace and quiet. Thank you for watching.
The end.